It was a cold winter's night when I first experienced sleep paralysis. The moonlight seeped through my bedroom curtains, casting eerie shadows across the room. As I lay in bed, my body suddenly froze, immobile, as if an invisible force held me down. Panic coursed through my veins, but I couldn't scream. I couldn't even move an inch. Soon, a chilling sensation crept up my spine as though I was being watched. I strained my eyes to peer into the darkness, but all I could see were vague shapes lurking in the corners of my room. My heartbeat thundered in my ears as a figure emerged from the shadows standing beside my bed. It was a tall, gaunt creature, adorned in tattered rags, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly intensity of red. Unable to escape, I felt a wave of terror wash over me as the creature leaned closer. Its wheezing breath tickled my face. It whispered incomprehensible words dripping with malice and threat. The sinister presence seemed to feed off my fear, relishing in my helplessness. Time stood still, and I feared I would never be free from this terrifying ordeal. Finally, a flicker of movement stirred in my body, breaking the paralysis. Gasping for air, I bolted upright. Drenched in a cold sweat, I scanned the room, finding nothing but darkness enfolding me. Although the figure had vanished, its haunting whispers lingered in my mind, forever etching the night of sleep paralysis into my memory. One stormy night, amidst the howling wind and crashing thunder, I found myself enveloped in otherworldly nightmare. As I sank into a deep sleep, my eyes jerked open, only to discover the malevolent grip of sleep paralysis had taken hold. My body lay frozen while the shadows danced ominously around the room. In the corner, a twisted silhouette materialized into a dark, faceless figure. Its elongated limbs made it seem inhuman, sending shivers down my spine. The creature approached stealthily, its steps disturbingly silent. A palpable aura of evil radiated from it. It filled the room with an oppressive dread. Unable to escape, I watched helplessly as it drew near, its black tendrils reaching out to touch me, cold as death. Panic surged within me, but my voice remained silent. The shadows loomed over my paralyzed body, its presence consuming me with the suffocating darkness. With each moment that passed, it whispered sinister words into my ears, taunting my entrapment. A vile, cloying stench filled the air, making my stomach churn. It reveled in the terror it inflicted on me, drawing strength from my fear. The minutes stretched like an eternity, my senses overwhelmed by the malevolence surrounding me. As suddenly as it came, the shadows dissipated, leaving me gasping for breath. The sleep paralysis released its icy grip, and I was finally able to move. I rose from the bed, peering anxiously into the corners of the room, eager to confirm the nightmare's end. Yet, even in the light, an eerie aftertaste lingered, a reminder of the malevolent shadow's visitation. One fateful night, an eerie stillness settled over my room. Unbeknownst to me, the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds had grown thin as an otherworldly presence encroached upon my slumber. As sleep paralysis ensnared my body, I became a prisoner to the accompanying dread and terror. Suddenly, an indescribable pressure bore down on my chest, making it agonizingly hard to breathe. My eyes darted across the room, seeking solace in the familiar, but instead, they were met with a pair of glowing red eyes peering at me from the foot of my bed. Slowly, the sinister form of a demonic figure materialized, its twisted features contorted with evil. Unable to move or scream, I could only watch in horror as the demon drew closer, a predatory hunger emanating from its every pore. Hatred radiating from its malevolent gaze as if it was delighted in my powerlessness. Its voice echoed inside of my head, a demonic whisper, filling me with a sickening feeling of terror. The air grew suffocating as the foul stench filled the room like rotting flesh and sulfur. The demon's hands, adorned with razor-sharp claws, reached out for my throat, ready to unleash its wrath. The torment seemed never-ending, each passing moment dragging on like a torturous eternity. Then, as abruptly as it began, the paralysis released me from his clutches. I sat up, drenched in sweat, trembling with fear. The room returned to its ordinary state, devoid of demonic presence, but the terror of that night lingered, leaving me very scarred, very scared, and uninterrupted. This encounter is something that I would never forget. My sleep was invaded, and now I'm afraid all the time.